We are 22 West Radio, the next wave of K-Beach. 22 West Radio is 22westmedia.com and 88.1 FM KKJZ HD, 3 Long Beach, Los Angeles.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Ropes.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Rob.
And this is the Season 4 premiere for us. We just finished last season, like 2 weeks ago, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
So it was relatively soon. We weren't expecting to be back so soon, but we're excited that for the first time ever, we're here in a studio during summer. We've been doing this again. This is our fourth season, so first time ever. We always try to find different ways to innovate the show, and now we'll be here during summer. We'll be able to cover pay-per-views like Money in the Bank and huge news that's been going on the last week. I'm glad that we're able to cover this on the air. But so much to get through. Of course, you can always find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes, where Rob posts the videos of our latest episodes. We just posted episode 49, I believe, yesterday, so we're a couple episodes behind, but he's going to get there. And of course, we are always on Twitter at EthanMV95.
And Rob Flores Media.
And you can always search us up on YouTube to find those Beyond the Ropes videos and so much more. We are also currently on, is that Periscope?
Yes.
Periscope, and how can they find us there?
It's the map is on for here at Cal State Long Beach.
All right, so look up Cal State Long Beach and you'll find us there. And are you going to put us on YouNow as well?
Yes.
All right, so we'll be on YouNow, and of course you can always find us using the hashtag.
It's the Ask Questions.
Ask Questions hashtag. And we're going to get into some big news. Last week or earlier this week, we found out that SmackDown is no longer going to be on NBC Universal's networks. That includes USA or Sci-Fi. And it's going to be moving to Fox October 2019. So we still have a little bit of ways to go, but it was a huge deal that WWE got. They got a couple different offers, obviously from NBC Universal, where they're at right now, and of course Fox, and there was apparently a third party that they declined, but Fox won the bidding, and bidding up to $1 billion, which is unheard of, a 5-year $1 billion deal. SmackDown is reportedly getting, or excuse me, WWE is reportedly getting over $200 million for 5 years, adding up to $1 billion total. For the rights to SmackDown. So Fox is going to have that brand. And part of the deal was that SmackDown would be promoted alongside the new Thursday Night Football lineup that Fox is going to have within the next couple of months. And so Fox is getting a lot of content, a lot of sports content. And now we're going to be seeing SmackDown.
I mean, I think it's good for them, especially the fact that I think they made the right move to go live.
Oh, absolutely. And SmackDown is reportedly still rumored to be going live. However, it's going to be back on Fridays. So, no, they're moving it to Fridays, yeah. It's, that has been confirmed. It's not been confirmed that it's going to be live, but rumors have been speculating that WWE and Fox would probably keep it live. So that would mean they would have to reshuffle house shows and schedules. But nothing's been confirmed yet, other than we know that SmackDown is going to be going to Fox. So I really wouldn't like to see SmackDown go to Friday nights, just because I'm used to the lineup now. However, it was on Fox for about it was on Fridays for about a decade. So it'll be going back to that format. Hopefully, it will remain live, because if it doesn't go live, it's just going to lose a lot of value that it has. And in addition to that, there's rumors that SmackDown could be also going 3 hours, but those rumors aren't. Those are very small rumors.
I don't know if they should follow WCW for them either. That did not end well.
It's just a lot. There's a lot of talent right now, and a lot of it's not being used. So I wouldn't mind, but I understand that it could be a lot of overkill, especially when some episodes of Monday Night Raw are sometimes really hard to get through when you have 3 hours of, to fill up. So that's kind of the SmackDown news. We still have over a year before that transition happens, and hopefully we'll find out more in the next couple of months. You know, if it for sure will be on Fridays. That's what I've been hearing. I have not been hearing anything that it's going to stay on Tuesdays at all.
Yeah, I mean, they had to learn from Eric Bischoff's time. When
Who
he
knows?
proposed 3 hours.
Yeah, the 3 hour thing has only been mildly rumored. It's not as much. It's not been confirmed or anything. Something that has been confirmed is SmackDown going to Fox, and it will likely be on Fridays, whether it's taped or live. And I would assume it's going to be live, which would change a lot of things. But it's huge, a huge $1 billion deal for 5 years. That's a lot of money, and that means WWE can really do a lot with their company now. So, moving on, Monday Night Raw is staying on NBC Universal. Not as big as news as obviously the $1 billion SmackDown deal, but Monday Night Raw is reportedly getting around the same amount, if not more. They're getting more than they're currently getting, but I don't know how much more it is from the SmackDown deal. But they will remain on the USA Network for several years to come. So I believe their contract ended next year with NBC Universal. And so they're sticking around for at least the flagship show. So that's interesting. To note, whether or not it stays 3 hours, that has not been confirmed, because Monday Night Raw has reportedly, it can go back and forth. I believe it was USA Network's decision to make Raw go 3 hours originally, so it wasn't WWE's choice. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not they go back to 2 hours, or if the deal permits them to remain 3 hours. But we'll find out. And speaking of time slots, this episode has a lot of time slots and hours that we have to get through. But it has been reported that pay-per-views are moving to 4 hours now. Now that every pay-per-view is co-branded, it has been confirmed by WWE that it's going to be a 4-hour pay-per-view every month. And with select pay-per-views moving to 5 hours. So we've kind of seen WrestleMania go 5 hours and so on. And we have an audience outside once again.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
A young audience passing by the studio. Always fun. Always fun to get some viewers. Even though this is a radio show, we have an open window. Look at someone's dancing. There we go.
Oh, great.
But getting back to it, yeah. They're moving to 4-hour pay-per-views. What are your thoughts on that?
That's great. I think that the WWE Network, that they have, I guess they learned that, since they have so much great content, the pay-per-view providers know that lots of people will stick around and they won't, stray away from watching the programming.
I think
that'd
this has a lot more to do with talent. I mean, a lot of talent was not used at the last pay-per-view, which was it Backlash? Backlash was the last one, and they weren't really using a lot of talent. So I think moving to 4 hours will add a lot of matches. It'll add a couple more at least, and we'll get to see more. And again, 5-hour specials. So I would assume like the big four. WrestleMania is already if you include the kickoff show, like a 7-hour show. But now it looks like we'll be getting the Royal Rumble and Survivor Series and SummerSlam to be 5 hours moving forward, which is pretty cool, I guess. And speaking of pay-per-views, we've seen some progression in storylines for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view happening in about 3 weeks.
Wow.
So it was announced last week. We weren't on the air last week, but Ronda Rousey will be getting a championship opportunity in her first singles match in WWE as she faces Nia Jax for the Raw Women's Championship. Is this too soon?
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked more programs, some kind of rivalries going on. If you put the belt on Ronda right away, well, I mean, what I like is, yes, Ronda being on the roster does give a lot of publicity and stuff at the same time. But I like that at first she started off with this Stephanie McMahon story. She didn't go straight for a championship because you don't want the animosity or people being jealous of her saying, oh, she comes from UFC. They were automatically going to put a belt on her.
I agree. No, I agree with your points. It is too soon. And this could go really wrong. Either you have Ronda lose her first singles match, or you have Nia Jax lose to Ronda Rousey. And
That would be the best scenario, just to give some more credibility to Nia.
yeah, if she were to win, it would. But at the same time, did we see? I guess we saw kind of a heel turn on Monday. I don't know if you saw. No, you didn't. But there was a contract signing. Stephanie McMahon returned, and she kind of egged on Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax, and we got to see Nia Jax's true colors that she wanted. She specifically challenged Rousey so she could decimate her. So I guess it was kind of a heel turn in a way. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's been rumors that Nia Jax would end up being kind of representing Stephanie McMahon, although that was not indicated on Monday. But there are rumors that that's how it may go. So if that's the case, that would be cool. At the same time, I don't know if I want to see Ronda get squashed. And then again, Ronda going over so soon, very early on in her career. So I don't know. It goes back and forth. I guess we'll have to wait and see how it goes. We got a few more weeks until that. And obviously storyline building, so.
Well, we'll get right back into it after this quick commercial break.
71% of
So we
students
got
at
it.
Long Beach State
Can't
receive
find the
financial
paper
aid.
that's actually
In
supposed to pertain to
2016,
today.
Long Beach State awarded
Because we're supposed
$12.3
to
million
take
in
note of,
scholarships.
like,
Not only that, each year
when
more than
commercial
1,500 students are served by disabled student services, leaving no barriers in their path to an education. At the beach, we know
This
no
one's
barriers.
when you have to
It's a
read.
philosophy that applies to
Let's read this
everything we do.
Yeah,
All of it?
yeah.
1 in 5 students on CSU campuses experience food insecurity while in college, according to a study commissioned by CSU Chancellor Timothy White. The Associated Student Beach Pantry operates as an official food pantry for Long Beach State students. The pantry provides non-perishable food items for students in need. Also housed in the beach pantry is the Student Swap Shop program, aimed at providing students with an opportunity to swap unneeded or old school supplies. The Student Beach Pantry exists on the generous donations of students, staff, community, and corporate giving. To donate, visit asicssulb.org and search Beach Pantry.
Turkish Airlines currently flies to 305 destinations worldwide, flying to more countries than any other airline in the world. Turkish Airlines' core mission is to bring continents, connect countries, and unite communities. They believe their job is more than just transporting travelers to their destinations. They are the engine for cultural exchange and understanding. Already a strategic crossroad between Europe, Asia, and Africa, Istanbul has evolved into a natural hub that attracts travelers from all corners that can reach more than 37 countries and 82 cities in 3 hours or less. Turkish Airlines' Fly Good, Feel Good program, in partnership with Dr. Oz, was created to improve passengers' travel experience with a focus on wellness and how to stay healthy while traveling. Turkish Airlines was voted the best class onboard catering, best business class lounge, and best class lounge dining. Turkish Airlines' award-winning business class experience also includes 5-star quality cuisine prepared through the flying chefs and a new exclusive drive program, which picks up passengers with a private chauffeured limo to and from the airport.
And welcome back to Beyond the Ropes.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Rob.
And of course, you can always find us on facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes, where we post videos, predictions, and a new photo I posted up of our new picture. I always like to change that up every once in a while, so we'll see how that goes, how long that lasts. But Money in the Bank, we just talked about Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship. We've got other matches to discuss, including the SmackDown Women's Championship match between Carmella and Asuka. There really hasn't been any storyline progression here, which is kind of disappointing. I mean, ever since Asuka was traded to SmackDown Live, she's been used very minimally. And obviously, since she lost to WrestleMania, I mean, her career hasn't really been as impactful as it was before WrestleMania. So hopefully we'll get to see something. Maybe she wins the championship finally at Money in the Bank, but we'll see, I guess. Not much to discuss there. Carmella cut a promo this past Tuesday on SmackDown, but nothing from Asuka's side. Next up, the Money in the Bank ladder matches. So we got to see a little bit more of the competitors entered into that match. Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, Bobby Roode, all are already in for the Raw side. And then for SmackDown, we also have Rusev. We have, who am I forgetting? We have Rusev. We
Did
have
Daniel qualify?
The Miz. No, he didn't.
Okay.
That's next week. We have The Miz, Rusev, and one of the members of the New Day. Next week, Daniel Bryan will face Samoa Joe for a qualifying to qualify for that match. So I'm picking Joe. He needs it. I think Daniel Bryan and Big Cass are going to continue the storyline.
Yeah, they have to. But I heard that Big Cass is in bad terms with the company now.
Yeah, there was some heat over to kind of taking matters into his own hands a few weeks ago during a promo in which he was talking about Daniel Bryan. A little person came out, posing to be Daniel Bryan. Did you see that?
I saw clips.
Okay,
online,
and apparently he was only supposed to hit a boot to that worker, and he ended up after the boot, he ended up like punching him and stuff. So that was not approved. So apparently, that's what caused him to get some heat.
I mean, I get that he was trying to go ahead and be a credible bad guy and
Right.
really get the fans to really hate him.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like it looks like abuse towards.
It was uncalled for and it wasn't approved. Apparently, he took it to like the higher ups and including Vince McMahon, and Vince himself apparently said no. And so you don't take matters into your own hands. In addition, there's also been a thing where I don't know if it's storyline, which I think it might be, but he also may be injured. Either he's been really good at selling the injury or he's legitimately hurt. But hopefully he's not hurt because he just came back from an injury. And we also have to see that storyline progress with Daniel Bryan at some point. So,
Wow.
so that's been going on. But yeah, the Money in the Bank. Again, we have. I feel like I'm forgetting some people for the men's match. We for sure are missing one more from the SmackDown side, but I don't know if everyone from the Raw side is already. Yeah, Balor, Strowman, Rude, and I guess I'll look it up. But for the women's side, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Naomi, Natalia, Alexa Bliss, Ember Moon, and I am forgetting someone else now. But there's going to be another qualifying match happening next week where like a second chance match is happening. Oh, Alana just qualified, which is very disappointing for me because she beat out Billie Kay from the Iconics.
I feel like that's what's gonna happen is Lana will pull off the upset.
You think she's going to win? Does that mean Rusev is going to win Money in the Bank?
It's the only way for her to legitimately work her way up to contendership.
That's true. I've
Nobody
also heard.
wants to see her get a title shot done any other way.
I've heard things where she was gonna actually come back from wrestling and go back to being Rusev's manager, and they would end like the Rusev Day thing, and they would go back to being the heel pairing that they were before. So I don't know. They could take it the Money in the Bank way, or they could just go, full heel, and kind of the drop the Rusev Day gimmick. So we'll see. Do we have any predictions on who may win those Money in the Bank matches yet? The tag team match has not been announced and rumored that they might have dropped that, so who knows?
Oh man, if anything, you would imagine it'd be another brand that gets that briefcase,
What do you mean?
like NXT or
NXT's on its own.
205.
It's on its own kind of level. I would like to see a 205 Live Money in the Bank would be interesting because you got a lot of high flyers there.
Yeah,
That would be really cool, actually.
they can do all kinds of stuff with the ladders.
Mm-hmm. Especially the luchadors. You got the Lucha House Party. Everyone kind of does aerial moves or some sort of another. Let's see what else we got. Obviously, Money in the Bank. A stipulation has been announced for the WWE Championship match between Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles. It's going to be a last man standing match.
Oh,
So that should be good. And hopefully this time it'll main event the pay-per-view and not Roman Reigns. Because Roman Reigns also got a match against Jinder Mahal, so.
No belt on the line or nothing. Right?
Not yet.
Nothing.
Monday Night Raw, it's been confirmed. Seth Rollins will defend the Intercontinental Championship against Jinder Mahal. So, if they wanted to
Yeah.
include the title, Jinder might be winning that, but hopefully not.
I think Jinder might.
He might.
It would spice up the Roman.
It would.
program.
It would, but I don't know if I don't know. That might be the case.
Does he have minions again?
He still has Sunil. The other one's injured still.
They might introduce a new one.
I don't think so. But who knows?
Remember, TNA had someone, and they took him recently.
They have a lot of
I
people
think
at
he
WWE.
followed James Storm for a while, I think. And he was part of the India tournament when they went to, and he was involved. I think, with Sanjay
Mahabali
Dutt.
Shira?
Yeah, I think they signed him.
Yeah, they did. I think you're right.
I think it's the perfect time to bring him.
I don't know. It depends how they they still have to train him to work the WWE style,
Mhm.
quote unquote. So who knows? They could bring him up. That would be
Yeah.
interesting. But I don't know. We'll see. WWE Championship match. Going back to the WWE title match though, Shinsuke and AJ had a good kind of back and forth promo on Tuesday, and they ended up like brawling, and it ended up with Shinsuke counting out AJ to a 10 count and officially announcing that that's the match he wanted, because the previous week it was Shinsuke versus AJ and the winner would decide the stipulation, and Shinsuke won, and so he chose last man standing. Should be a good match. Hopefully this time Shinsuke wins, because if he doesn't, then if he doesn't win this, it could be his last opportunity. That's it. And who knows if we'll ever see Shinsuke win the WWE title.
He has to.
He has to. But WWE may not decide that. They could just go skip over him, and who knows. Hopefully he does. I'm rooting for him to win this title and carry it for a while at least. So throughout the summer, it'll be great.
How cool would it be if all of a sudden New Japan had a superstar who was a free agent and WWE was able to get and align him with Shinsuke? I mean, it gets to the point where you're starting to see a pattern where people turn heel, but then they have someone usually work with them.
Yeah, as long as it's interesting. I mean, there's plenty of guys in WWE that could probably fill that role.
I don't know what they're doing with Hideo.
Hideo?
Yeah.
He was like the biggest star before Shinsuke and Asuka. He was the biggest signee from Japan.
Mhm.
And NXT, he was really good. And he got injured. He came back for a little bit and he got injured again.
He needs a major
And
something.
He's stuck in the 205 Live division. I mean, there are rumors that TJP is moving brands.
Oh yeah.
So there's hope that we could see Dale move brands eventually. Problem is, he is smaller than a lot of the guys. And so who knows, he could get lost in the shuffle. But I would not mind seeing him kind of get built up, something. Because he was very promising in NXT, and unfortunately, injuries just didn't help his status there. So, but hopefully, we'll see something with him. Someone that's really doing well as a heel on the main roster so far, Andrade Cien Almas with Zelina Vega, just dominating performance against a couple of jobbers these past few weeks, but he's just been excellent as a heel, and hopefully they build him up really well to the point where he just takes that United States Championship like by SummerSlam, hopefully, because he's just too good. Just amazing athlete, amazing heel. He's really good at what he does. So, what other? We got another match, the tag team title match. Gallows and Anderson will face the Bludgeon Brothers for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships.
Yes.
That has been confirmed.
They need to win those.
They won a number one contendership opportunity, defeating the Usos on Tuesday. They need to win those. I don't know if they will, but we'll see. Legend Brothers have just kind of been cutting some mild promos, and we haven't seen them in any action recently, so we'll see how that goes. We're switching angles here, camera angle now.
It'll all pay off in the editing process.
Hopefully. All right. But yeah. And other tag team news. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, rebranded as the B Team, have been winning matches.
Oh, I love that segment when he was talking to Kurt. He's all like, "What's a terrible name?"
But they're seemingly getting over now with the crowd and everything. Unfortunately, it's come to the expense of Breezango, which I'm not a fan of because I'm a huge Breezango fan, but it's interesting to see they're becoming tag team contenders, I guess, for the Raw Tag Team Champions. So we'll see if they get a tag team title match on Money in the Bank. Next up, Chris Jericho in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think we briefly mentioned it, but
Great to see him in another program over there.
yeah, with Tetsuya Naito, another kind of big New Japan star. He's the current Intercontinental Champion over there. And Jericho as a heel over there is just amazing. I don't know if you've seen the videos of him kind of attacking.
I think he bloodied him, no?
He made him bleed, and then after the fact, he's just nonstop cursing, cursing out the young lions over there, kind of the young talent over there. And
I find it
amazing.
fascinating that they allow him to get away with that, because
well, New Japan is not PG; they do whatever they want. He
Yeah,
can do
but
anything.
I guess that they're not that sensitive because,
No.
Okay, I may have this a little wrong, but Drew McIntyre wrestled in Japan, and they released him. I think it wasn't New Japan though; it was another company.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I
they
don't think
fired
it was
him
Japan.
just because he was playing around. He laid on like an ice cream freezer.
Yeah, I mean, I think I might have heard something like that too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it was, but I think that you're right about something
Yeah, it
like
was
that.
so minor, and Jericho gets to do like.
Well, it's Chris Jericho. He comes in and does whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants pretty much. He has full control, I'm sure, of the storyline. Otherwise, he wouldn't be going into Japan if he's just gonna do what people tell him to do.
Oh yeah, because I remember it was just a big thing when Jericho and Kenny Omega had a bit of a slight bloodshed on Kenny. Kenny said that he had asked permission.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's again Jericho. Jericho knows kind of the people that run New Japan, and he has good relationships over there. So of course, I would think they could get away with more things because it's Jericho.
Because the way Kenny explained it, he said that for the most part, the parent owners of New Japan Wrestling are family oriented, to where most of their income, he says, comes from anime and card games.
That would make a lot of sense, especially in Japan. And I would think to a certain extent, yeah, that's true. But also, it's not a PG show like WWE, so it's also like they could do more. And also, I mentioned they curse a lot when you watch matches on Access TV or you watch from New Japan World or whatever, however you stream the shows. You hear like the curse words during matches, and so like they could get away with more than they do here.
The translator may not be catching up.
No, but Jericho's performance. I know that match is happening very soon. But Jericho cut a promo mentioning a turtle. If you haven't seen that video, find it on his Instagram or Twitter, where it's posted. But he cut an amazing promo on using a turtle as an example, comparing him to Tetsuya Naito, and it's amazing. Jericho is just so good as a heel, and he has an amazing T-shirt as well that I would like to get there. But yeah, Jericho New Japan is 100% money. I love it. I can't wait to see him back in WWE, hopefully, but he's doing amazing stuff in New Japan, so.
We'll get right back into it after this quick break.
The Institute, in 2015, half of the water used by the typical California home went toward landscaping.
Water-hungry gardens can contribute to drought and the depletion of one of our most essential resources. Choosing locally native, drought-resistant plants can help conserve water and lower water bills. These plants are able to flourish with little water and despite high temperatures, requiring low maintenance. To find a list of drought-resistant plants native to your region, visit cnps.org. This message has been brought to you by the Environmental Nature Center.
Did you know that 22 West Radio is home to over 50 different live radio shows? And for the past 2 years, we've been ranked among the top 5 college radio stations in the U.S. Without you, our listeners, none of this would be possible. This year, we're asking for $22 for 22 West in order to continue providing students with a hands-on, first-rate experience. To donate, visit 22westmedia.com and click on the 22 for 22 West banner.
And welcome back to Beyond the Ropes.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Rob.
And as always, facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes, where you can find our videos, our predictions, and anything else we post on that Facebook page.
Thank you everyone tuning in here too.
Yeah, we are currently on YouNow with the hashtag.
Ask questions.
And on Periscope, they can find us on searching up like I'll say Long Beach
Pro Wrestling Talk Show on there too.
Pro Wrestling Talk Show. And on YouTube and on Twitter at EthanMB95 and
Rob Flores Media.
All right. So we got through the big news that I wanted to talk about. So we got some time to talk about whatever. Did you catch NXT yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, great.
That was,
so we could discuss that. I caught it last night. It started off with a tag team match with Heavy Machinery taking on TM61, the newly heel, I guess, to TM61.
Yeah, I didn't expect the ending.
Well, they did that a few weeks ago, too. That was the first time they did it, and then they did it again. So, with the cheating victory.
But after that brutal loss that Heavy Machinery took.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they suffered a huge loss against War Raiders a few weeks ago, and now they lost another one. Although it didn't hurt them that much because it was, cheating. So hopefully they do pick up some victories. Heavy Machinery is a good tag team, I think. They're pretty popular. They've got a good, interesting gimmick. I don't know how far that'll take them though, but
eventually there's gonna have to be tension between them.
They need to do something to build that tag team up.
Because they might just build it up to a losing streak story.
Hopefully that's not the case. Because NXT needs some teams right now. They've got War Raiders, which I think they're face. They've got TM61, which I think they're heel now. Street Profits are face. You got Undisputed Era, which are heels. And I can't think of any other tag teams right now. I think those are it, and then they've got Heavy Machinery, so that's 5 tag teams. So I think they would need to keep them together.
I really like the handicap match.
Yes, we'll get to that right now. It's a women's match next. There was only 3 matches yesterday, right?
Oh yeah.
So it was Kairi Sane versus Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans probably best performance so far in NXT. And she got the victory over Kairi Sane, which is a bit shocking.
Yeah, they're gonna have a tiebreaker.
Yeah, they should. Probably at NXT TakeOver Chicago or at the kickoff show, or maybe just usually they tape episodes of NXT before the actual takeover, so maybe at one of those there. So that should be good. That's good for her. Good story building. It was revealed that next week it will be Shayna Baszler defending her NXT Women's Championship against Dakota Kai.
Oh, that's just gonna be a squash.
Probably. Who knows? I believe it's probably going to lead to Nikki Cross getting involved and her getting a title shot at NXT TakeOver Chicago. In the tag team division, we found out that Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch are getting a tag team title match against the Undisputed Era at NXT TakeOver Chicago. So, I don't think they're going to win the titles, but should be a good match between those two teams. And as you mentioned, the handicap match between Velveteen Dream, Ricochet, teaming up to face the dominating Lars Sullivan. I agree, this was a fun match. They really built it up to where Lars Sullivan is just like a dominating performer, and even like 2 really popular and top stars like Velveteen and Ricochet took a lot to really get him down. And then in the end, of course,
I know, what was with that? I thought they were gonna win. Why did he do that?
Velveteen was not happy, I guess, with Ricochet. With, I guess, they mentioned like a tag that he wasn't expecting, and so that was it. But who knows? It could be more. Velveteen is a great athlete, and they're obviously going to keep him heel to have this storyline with Ricochet. And they also tease that Lars Sullivan is a contender for the NXT Championship now. So, I don't know how that match would go with Aleister Black. Aleister Black's a great athlete. Lars Sullivan he's okay.
I mean, I know that, I think it was like a week ago, they said that Lars will go after everybody with gold and just like attack them for no reason.
Well, they brought up the NXT title, so
Wow.
we'll see how that goes. Aleister Black will be live next week. That was also confirmed. So he'll be in the ring, and I'm sure we'll see more between those two. But yeah, it was a fun main event match. Yeah, it would have been interesting if they would have won, but again, Velveteen turned on his partner. He was already healed, but that was fun. It was a fun match. After the fact, we got to see more progression from Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Gargano teased that he was kind of retiring, or leaving at least, NXT. And of course, that was not the case as soon as Tommaso Ciampa came out, and they kind of egged each other on. Candice LeRae tried to stop her husband from getting involved, and that ultimately led to him bumping into his wife and kind of leaving her unconscious to end the night.
They're kind of dragging this rivalry though. Like,
They are, but I'm sure that it's done on purpose because it was a year ago at NXT TakeOver Chicago that this started, that Ciampa turned heel on Gargano. And now it looks like it's going to end at Chicago again.
it'll still have to be a whole loser leaves brand, and that person gets to get called up.
I'm sure that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm sure that Chicago is definitely going to be the last. I'm sure it's going to be... I mean, they had the unsanctioned match. I don't know if it's going to be a regular one-on-one match, or I would think it'd have to be like an I Quit match. An I Quit match would be good.
Hmm.
They kind of keep it in line with the unsanctioned match.
Quit the brand.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to end at Chicago. One of them is going to be leaving at least. If not both of them, could just go to separate brands.
It's interesting how, Chicago, it's going to be quite the popular attraction, considering CM Punk's making an appearance too, and like autograph signing.
He's doing the autograph signing at the Pro Wrestling Tees shop.
Wow.
And rumors that he may appear at All In, which is a Cody Rhodes and Young Bucks
I like
show.
how there's this whole Vince Russo not allowed stuff going on everywhere lately.
Right, because of everything he said
Oh wow.
on his podcast, which, like racist remarks
Oh,
and
gosh.
offensive stuff. Yeah, so he's
Russo's
not allowed.
really something. I mean, he's one of the most controversial figures in the entire industry.
Absolutely.
Oh man. What was that tweet that Cody told him? I don't know. What's this exchange?
I don't know. I haven't been
Oh,
following
gosh.
completely. But, yeah, I know there's, several people that are, trying to keep Russo away from
Russo's
anything.
all like, but I can help, or
Mhm.
something like that. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just not all there.
I mean, for those that
He's
weren't
not all there and
familiar
he's
with-
not all in. so-
Who was Vince Russo?
What do you mean?
Like, who was Vince Russo?
Oh, he was a famous writer during the Attitude Era in WWE, at the time WWF, and then he went to WCW and kind of killed that brand, because he did a lot of stuff. It was the Viagra on the pole match, and he put the WCW title on David Arquette, as well as himself, and it kind of led to the downfall of WCW. And he was also involved in TNA for a while.
Oh man,
I don't know, it was... He had some good ideas in WWF, and after that it just kind of... I think he lived off of that, and he kind of just ruined...
Yeah, because when he went to TNA, it was secret. It was like a secret.
It was
that
a
he
secret,
writer.
undercover, it was between him and Dixie Carter and a few maybe other people. And Spike TV, I think at the time, didn't want him there, and they didn't know that he was there. and that kind of caused a rift.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he's just a contributor. They're like, no, get him out of here.
Yeah, he's just not a very good guy for WWE or any other company right now.
I saw an old podcast video, I guess, on YouTube, where he's interviewing Rebby.
Rebby Hardy.
Yeah. And he's like almost hitting on her, like.
He's just
like
he's a toxic figure at this point. I don't know. He has his own podcast and he talks about various things and how things should go, but he's just like, he's not all there. I don't think he's on there. So
205 Live, did you get to see it?
not this week's, unfortunately.
Oh.
My headphones came off. But yeah, not this week, unfortunately. What happened? I'm gonna have to
Gulak.
watch it tonight or tomorrow.
His signature move, the submission move that he does.
We're talking about Gulak,
Yeah.
the Gulak.
Yes, he did it on one of the Lucha Party members. I think he almost looks like a tiger a little.
Lindsay Dorado.
Yeah, so the way he did the move, his mask was literally already halfway above his nose. That's how bad and brutal that chokehold was.
Was it a one-on-one match?
Yeah,
Okay.
the other ones were just at ringside.
So okay.
So he was being cheered on by Brian Kendrick and Dylan
wow.
Jack. They were outside and they were clapping for him at the end.
Oh, okay,
So
so
it's
maybe a
alliance.
6-man tag
Yeah,
is coming.
that'd be pretty cool to see how they do it. Imagine if 205 Live did a 6-man tag titles. I mean, there's always this rumor about tag teams, so...
There's rumors of the tag team titles. I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if that's still happening. The issue with the 6-man tag, there's not a lot of people on the roster.
Yeah, because, I mean, if they do every brand just doing Freebird style, I mean, after a while, you're gonna...
If they did that, I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the women's tag team titles.
Oh, yeah.
Because that needs to...
205?
No, for the women's.
Of what?
The women's tag team titles.
Oh, yeah.
That needs to happen eventually because there's just so many women on the roster now.
Yeah, especially with the signing of the 4 Horsewomen, that's going to be really
Yeah,
something.
we mentioned that in the... I believe it was the season finale of
Yeah.
season 3.
And they did another one-on-one interview with Cedric Alexander about
Okay.
Murphy.
Betty Murphy, yeah.
About is he ready for him, wanting to take him on?
That match is happening next week, correct?
Yeah.
For the Cruiserweight title in his hometown.
Yeah.
Cedric's hometown.
And then Hideo just totally squashed.
Tozawa?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not good for Tozawa, but good for Dale. They're making him dominant. They just...
Yeah, but I mean, what else can he do? If
Exactly.
He stays on that brand.
No, I agree. He needs to go after that title. That's what I thought he was originally going to start with, and they didn't. That didn't happen.
I mean, Cedric. I think it's gonna be a while. We're gonna still see Cedric, Mustafa, and Murphy in the title picture for a while.
You're probably right. Now, if Murphy were to take the title off Cedric, then I think it would make sense for Mustafa to take it off Murphy. And I guess Cedric could still be involved in the mix there.
Yeah.
It could be interesting. That's 205. What any other matches that happened?
No, but it was interesting. I did hear Cody recently was interviewed, and he talked about how there was a time where he was actually jealous of Ted DiBiase Jr.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Just the fact that the tension that they feel when they're second generation and
Mhm.
stuff. Their critics tell them, "Oh, you guys didn't deserve to be on the main roster in the biggest company in the world. You guys got here because your dad's a Hall of Famer."
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they have to work twice as hard and stuff. And he just felt that the way that Ted DiBiase Jr. was brought up first, with the whole title of his dad's $1 million championship being put on him and everything like that, and getting to be dashing Cody Rhodes, and he just wanted to be that much better.
Mm-hmm.
Because he admired basically Ted DiBiase Jr.
Well, unfortunately, Ted DiBiase Jr. retired 5 or 6 years ago.
Mm.
He didn't really have a big run. He wasn't really doing much toward the end of his career anyways. So, I mean, I follow him on social media, and he's doing really well. But, yeah, I mean, Cody is now one of the big indie stars. I mean, anywhere. He's having his own show
Oh yeah.
with the Young Bucks all in September.
And he's managed to build himself in such a
Absolutely.
great brand that he makes great income.
Absolutely, I mean, he goes by the American Nightmare, which is kind of akin to his dad's The American
Mhm.
Dream, and he kind of follows. He dyed his hair blonde, like his brother and his dad. But he's also built himself his own legacy. He's not.
And he's mentioned that the Young Bucks kind of helped guide him to where because he
Mhm.
felt insecure at first, thinking he wasn't going to make a decent living.
Yeah, especially. I mean, it's different from the WWE, where you get guaranteed money, kind of contracted,
Mhm.
and you're uncontracted, and you have to go book yourself, or have someone book you into other shows. And now he's obviously working with Ring of Honor and New Japan.
And the Young Bucks made history.
Um,
Pop Funko.
that's right. The Young Bucks. I mean, they're getting their pops, their Funko Pops. I collect a bunch of those. I mean, their Hot Topic deal.
Yeah.
They have all this merch. I go to Hot Topic every time, and I see an entire wrestling section, and it's filled with Bullet Club merch. New Japan merch, too. It's not just Bullet
Yeah.
Club, it's New Japan. And I'm like, it's along with the WWE merch,
Yeah, the
kind of
first
on the
time
side.
non-WWE people have merchandise.
Right.
going on.
And it's insane. And it shows that you kind of don't need the WWE to really thrive. Bullet Club has shown that. Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, Cody, a bunch of guys, so.
Yeah, and hopefully, Cody can, because the next goal now, he said, is how he wants women to be in the Bullet Club, too.
Right now, his wife she's not, I don't know if she's like an official member, but she's a part of it, obviously, with her husband. Wasn't Luke Gallows' wife also?
Yeah, but
she
now
was.
Luke isn't there.
Yeah, obviously, and, he's in WWE. But yeah, there are no women.
And it's so cool. Like, I don't know. Did you see, I think Kenny, I think he had a match with Cody not so long ago that there's this shift of Bullet Club members in two different, they're choosing sides.
Right.
Every
Yeah, I've
attire
been
they're
following.
wearing.
I've been following that along. It looks like Marty Scurll, the villain, is with Cody. One of the Young Bucks, but it looks like originally it was like one buck on each side, and I think both of them are now with Cody. I think,
Wow.
because I think they're all kind of with Cody at this point. Were they? Because Kenny reunited with Kota Ibushi to form the tag team that they used to have before the Bullet Club. And so they actually competed here on our campus for Strong Style Evolved. They were actually a tag team against against the Young Bucks, excuse me. And that was a really good match, so.
2 minutes that fast, huh?
Yeah, well, we did go a little longer, right? Yeah. Because we don't have to rush anywhere during summer.
Yeah.
I guess before we go, we talked about a lot of big news, and we're obviously going to be here throughout the summer for the 4th season of Beyond the Ropes. We want to thank everyone who's been listening and tuning in, whether it's Periscope, YouNow, YouTube, Facebook, obviously 22 West Radio. Thank you guys for listening and watching. Hopefully we get to change up the show a little bit. We always try to be innovative, whether it's getting different camera angles, as you mentioned, talking about different stuff. We used to call matches. We've called a few matches before. We've gone pre-recorded. We've gone live. We've gone
Different locations, different rooms in the
different
studio.
locations, different rooms, twice a week, once a week. We've done 2-hour shows, so hopefully we get to try and do different stuff this summer, talk about different stuff, maybe have different formats, include different segments, possibly. Kind of just been all over the place, which is cool,
Oh, yeah.
but we'll always try something new here. And with the official 4th season here, we want to thank everyone for tuning in again. Are we signing off? Yeah, we got another minute, so, or we're ready to?
Yeah, 1 minute.
All right. Anything else? Any last minute decisions? We got Monday Night Raw to look forward to. SmackDown Live to look forward to. We got a couple more Money in the Bank qualifying matches. I guess we'll see. I mean, Braun's been dominating,
Wow.
so something to look up for there. the WWE Championship match, obviously the Ronda Rousey storyline,
And next Monday's what, Memorial Day edition, right?
Memorial Day, so
There's always usually some kind of package that they
yeah,
in the intro of the show.
they always pay tribute to those that were lost, that were lost. And hopefully we get a big episode. This episode of Raw was a bit slow because they were on a European tour for 2 weeks, so hopefully they get back on track for Monday. And SmackDown Live was good this week, but hopefully we get more things to catch on the network. Table for 3 was Table for 4 because they had the Hardys and Edge and Christian, actually. So check that out. Check out NXT and 205 Live. Good episodes, as always. And until next time, until next week, thank you for tuning in for the season premiere of Beyond the Ropes Season 4. We'll see you next week. I'm Ethan.
I'm Rob.
And this episode is about to be deleted.